everyone, welcome back to my channel Storm Adventure Time, and my name is Storm. And today I would like to talk about one very interesting and I think very important topic, and it's travel safety. I travel as much as I have time and possibility, and to be honest, throughout the years I heard a lot of people being concerned about the places I'm going because they believe it's not safe for a variety of reasons. And today in this video I would like to address a few of those concerns that people had about the places I'm going to and explain why I still travel and why I choose those destinations no matter what people believe about them. So first of all is natural disasters, because I think that's no matter what humans are doing, natural disasters is how the world works and how the nature impacts, and that would probably slightly change depending on the human behavior, but it still would be happening no matter what we're doing. So right now I am planning my trip, and actually at the time when you're watching this video I will be in Japan, which has earthquakes, tsunamis and volcanoes, active ones. So it is quite a dangerous location if you consider all of those aspects. However, no matter where in the world you live, there will be a certain level of natural disasters which could happen. It could happen even in your country. For example, I grew up in Lithuania, which is in non-seismic zone, so which means that there should be no earthquakes happening. However, I did experience one earthquake while living in Lithuania. So no matter where in the world you are, it might be extremely uncommon, but it still might happen. It might have 10 different natural disasters. So no matter what you do, no matter where you are, certain level of disasters might still happen at a different level, but I don't believe that just because you're worried about these things, it should stop you from traveling. For example, just yesterday in the morning, I got a notification on my phone that there is a risk of volcanic eruption in Japan right now, but I checked the location. It's the very south of Japan in a small island, and that's a location where I'm not going. The only way it could impact my travel is if it got a massive ash cloud in the sky which interrupted an air travel. And that's another thing. For example, you might not want to go to Iceland because there are volcanoes, active ones. However, you might consider traveling to Europe because it does not have that. But if you remember, several years ago, because of one of the volcanoes erupted in Iceland and there was a huge ash cloud in the air, it actually impacted a lot of air traffic in Europe. So many flights got cancelled. So you think that you are safe from that in areas which don't have volcanoes, however, you still might get impacted no matter what. Another thing which I believe is not that commonly considered is illnesses and epidemics. I don't hear about that too much. However, recently there was a lot of measles and other illnesses appearing much more commonly than they used to appear in the past probably century, because less people get vaccinated. So probably I would consider much more getting vaccines myself, checking if I'm immune to them, and depending on the illness itself, I might reconsider when I'm traveling, whether I want to do it right now, whether it's safe enough to do it, or if I would leave that destination for a future date when that epidemic is solved. So it depends. You need to look into these things as well, but I would not completely remove the destination from my travel wish list, and I would still travel. However, I would consider certain factors to make sure that it is safe. Now, there are things like terrorism and as well war zones. There are places where I probably would not travel right now, but I would consider them in the future, looking at the situation in the country. But especially when it comes to terrorism, so many people said to me, oh, but that country is not safe, but there is a risk of terrorism attack, or there recently happened. But I live in London, in a huge city, which a few years ago had 3 or 4 terrorism attacks in 1 year. Have I moved out? Have I considered it unsafe? Yes, it is dangerous. It is more likely that a terrorist attack will happen in a major city like London than in a small village. But it could happen anywhere. You are not protected just because you moved to a different area, you live in a smaller place, because I'm pretty sure you would not hide away from the world just because of those things. Yes, they do happen. Terrorists do that to cause fear and to get to feel empowered by people fear, but that's why we should not give in to that, and we should still continue with our lives. We should still continue traveling, we should still continue exploring, and at least that's what I believe. You might agree with me, you might not. That's completely fine. War zones, I probably would not travel to war zone. However, I would not completely remove that location from my consideration for the future, and I would just simply monitor the situation in the country or in the region, and I would decide to travel when it is safe enough. I might not travel alone, I might get a company, and actually there are certain countries where I would not travel by myself. I would still prefer to have a company, but that's simply precaution, and no matter where you travel, precaution is so important, and common sense, and just considering different cultural things that might get you in trouble. So simply consider a lot of factors and keep traveling safe. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. How do you find, is it traveling safe? Do you feel comfortable traveling, for example, on your own? Or you don't travel on your own because you don't feel safe? How do you find certain countries or cities? And in general, do you have any specific tips on safety? Because I think the most important thing about being safe is consider where you are going. Don't be scared about things, but be cautious. Do some research. For example, if you're going to the region which has earthquakes happening, do a research what you would need to do, how to keep yourself safe in case it happens. Or if you're going to area which happens, let's say tsunami is happening and you want to avoid it, do a research at what time of the year they're most common to happen and avoid that time. There are so many ways how you can stay safe. Just travel on everyday life, because no matter where in the world you are, even if you're at home, you might not leave your house and something bad might happen. So don't close yourself to experiences in life. Just be cautious, prepare yourself, and explore, because I believe that's the most important thing in life, to experience life. And that's what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment below your opinion, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week with the first Japan video, which I am so excited about. Bye!